Hi guys, today we'll be continuing our alternate history of the world series in part 2. Well, for some reason half of Sardinia is colored in. And part of the ocean is colored in. But Italy expands there and there. But Serbia and Greece want more land, which may cause problems. Some places are saying Bulgaria got too much land, including the Ottoman Empire, Greece, Serbia, Romania, but Albania does not. But there's one thing. There's a dispute between Greece and everyone to the north. They claim all of these lands, basically. And it looks like there'll be another third Balkan War in this timeline. Yeah, I guess I like Balkan Wars in this timeline. Greece does. Greece tries to expand. Did I give them any more of these islands? Yeah, let's say they claim control of them. I think this is where they were. I might have gave them more, but I'm not 100% sure. But they declare war on Serbia, claiming Serbia is occupying their lands, which is an outlandish claim. An attack happens on Serbia, and they push north. Bulgaria sees this as an opportunity to get involved. Montenegro gets involved. Well, Italy stays uninvolved, yeah. Well, Bulgaria pushes in. Well, in the Serbian front, with less pushback, they have to move troops, allowing a major counteroffensive by Serbia into Macedonia. Well, Bulgaria in the Serbia pushes south. The Ottoman Empire provides some amount of support with an intervention of their troops, which they use to push into Greece. Bulgaria and Serbia aid with their push. Yeah. And well, they take the capital. More lands being touched. Eventually, Greece is forced to peace, in which Greece accepts a change of these lands. Not a lot of land. And these islands will go to... These islands get taken by the Ottoman Empire. Get taken back. These lands remain Greece. With no occupation being made, for fears of rising the tension that already exists in this region, but with Serbia and Bulgaria becoming allies. Well, it looks like this isn't going to go as bad for the timeline for Bulgaria. But it looks like Greece has turned towards, well, the bad guys. And the Ottoman Empire agrees to defend Slavic people. With Britain controlling Egypt, France is chunky. Norway tries to gain and declares independence. As what does Norway look like? As to what I think, as to what it happens to be in this timeline, I think I already gave them more land than they actually have. And yeah, this will leave Norway in this timeline with thick Sweden. There's a thick Norway, but that Sweden looks smaller. Well, with Ottoman Empire rising, Persia being almost influenced, well, they need to color in some of their islands. And well, they move south. They want to take back Poland, but they can't. And they can't go to war with anyone. But in Spain, they have an early civil war in this timeline. And this is the government. And they're rebels. And they rise in Galicia. They are the Galician Armed Forces. And I guess Galicia wanted independence at this time, but definitely doesn't this timeline. Galicia declares independence. After seeing the success, Catalonia declares independence. With these separatists gaining the upper hand. But Spain manages to. Islands. With a weakened Spain. Seizing the opportunity. Well, rebels in the past declare their will to be separated. With French peacekeeping forces pushing into Morocco. Yeah. And I'll be right back. As advancing further, Moroccan forces rise up. Catalonian forces gain land, Basque forces gain land, Galician forces gain land. Well, there's one thing now. Portugal sends in peacekeeping forces on multiple borders. Multiple borders they send it in on. Well, there are now pro-French forces, like the pro The government has turned pro-Germany, so France sent rebels that are pro them in Russia. And with Spain deteriorating, Morocco pushes over towards French peacekeeping forces and then moves north. But pro-French forces push south. And with pro-Moroccan forces moving in further, then we have the French forces who eventually occupy the rest. But their forces continue pushing into Morocco with help from Spanish forces. And again, they push in. The French peacekeeping forces just basically occupy the rest of the area. With Spain's civil war going bad. Well, with Portuguese peacekeeping forces pushing further in. The anti-German forces advance north. But many of the separatists are pro-Germany. Civil war deteriorating. Pro-monarch forces for a new monarch. I guess Spain was a monarchy at the time. So radicalist forces rise there. Inspired by a lot of stuff. Well, the rebels move north. They are losing so much Spanish land. Well, I guess the Communist Manifesto was from the 1800s, so these are the communists. Which the rebels don't want. Basically, the Spanish Civil War is getting close to ending. Well, a peace treaty being signed, the Treaty of Madrid, which will split Spain in many ways. It's split into north and south. Portugal takes lands. France takes lands. And lots of them. And they get South Spain to join their alliance. Which is basically means they're stronger. Italy asks Austria for these lands in return for an alliance. On this side, they wanted these lands. Austria didn't give them as much as they wanted from there, but gave them extra territory here, which basically cemented Italy as an ally of Germany and Austria-Hungary. Austria-Hungary was an unstable world power. This helps with some of the instability because, well, there's Italian land, so now they cemented an ally on this front. With tensions at an all-time high. There's a fear between nations that there will be a war. With Greece starting to turn towards the Central Europe. Many countries are. But who knows who will win? As Germany, Austria, Italy, and North Spain have a lot of enemies. North Spain, they feel, will likely die quickly. But it looks like Britain might be turning towards Germany, seeing the aggressive actions of France and Spain, taking over by force loads of lands and forcing South Spain into their ally, basically. But Britain does promise to protect Belgium still. So now Germany is like, how do you attack a France? But plans are being put forth. Actually, we didn't give Italy all of its lands for what it's worth. But in the end, Italy's worth. I hope Italy has the time of its life. But in the end, this island is occupied by someone. Well, with Romania going to war with Bulgaria. This is not good. Especially considering it just left one side completely open for Russian aggressive actions. The Russians want these lands. With French support, they go for it. Them and France invade Romania. Which Bulgaria finds very helpful. Within months, the North Moldavia is overrun by forces coming out of Moldavia. With Romania moving troops out of the south, Bulgaria makes a massive offensive, but then realizes its best bet is to directly invade, not to kick them out. So they cross the border into Romania. They even call Serbia. With that, Montenegro both decide to get involved, which turns Romania towards the Central Powers. A lot of areas in northern Romania are heavily influenced by Russia. With them about to be forced into a treaty, they're like, yeah, let's we'll still annex lands and lose less. But is rejected by Bulgaria. Well, not exactly rejected, but after the treaty is heard, Bulgarian forces march in, which basically makes their claim to this illegitimate. And, well, they go to the treaty table and joins the Central Powers. They change their name now. Where the East is... Why is Russia helping the West? Don't understand. Don't ask me. But it is true. West, west, west. Yeah. East, 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 east. Yeah. It's almost fully the East versus the West. Very interesting. And well, it looks like the Central Powers are going to fail. Because look, two sides. Allies. Not decided. Portugal will pick what Britain picks. So if Britain picks the West, they'll go with the West. If Britain picks the East, they'll go with Deutschland. Well, either way, Poland will be liberated. Russia's definitely going to collapse. The bigger you are, the harder you fall, they say, but who knows? And then we have the Ottoman Empire, kind of doesn't like Russia. But it's trying to play it cool. But they realize their chances of winning is low on that side because Bulgaria can just take their capital within days before they're mobilized. So, in a short border, they would need a navy. And their best bet is probably going with them. They're realizing. So they're trying to fix relations with Russia. And Britain. And France. And South Spain. Because they don't like Italy. They took their colony. And so they continue. Norway, Sweden. Norway is recuperating, and so Sweden. Iceland is just there. You're like, yeah, can I have independence, Denmark? Denmark. And then we have the Netherlands and Belgium. Want to unite Belgium? No. Serbia and Montenegro want to unite? Not yet. Serbia has ugly borders. Want to fix them and unite? That's not going to fix it. Bulgaria, you want to join me? No. Austria-Hungary, you want to join me? What, Serbia? No. With Serbian relations going bad with Austria-Hungary. We have this Poland, which Britain wishes to free Poland. But they don't want them to be controlled by another nation. Exactly, these two are controlled by Germany. But this is controlled by Russia. Yeah. Controlled by Russia. Yeah. I guess Russia is really the biggest imperialist. No, it's actually Britain, but in this map it looks like Russia. It's pretty misleading. I wonder, will Czechoslovakia live after this? Nobody knows. But I hope you are enjoying this series, and that's all for today's episode 2, of the Alternate History of Europe series. And I noticed this was popular, because we have like 30 views on the first episode, so that's why I decided to do a second one. I wouldn't have been doing this if it wasn't successful, and it looks like it is. 48 subscribers, you know what that is? 2 away from 50. And we'll have a 50 subscriber special. Well, 76% of my viewers aren't subscribed, so if you could be subscribed, just subscribe. It's so easy. Just press a button. It's red. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. Subscribe, and it's very helpful to a new YouTuber. 5 months, although it usually takes a few months to get to 100, but that's only 10% of YouTube channels. So can I get there? Yeah, I can. I will. I know I will. I don't know if I was 1,000 or something, but I will. One day. Maybe I get a bit better at editing. So, any recommendations about editing stuff, you can comment. Any recommendations at all, comment. Any criticism, comment. And if you can't think of something to comment, just send me a smiley face, an angry face, a fire. Who cares? Just comment something. Say nice. Don't even care. If it's one word, one letter, one anything. Just leave a comment. Comments are awesome and creative. Yeah, so comment. But subscribe and comment, subscribe and comment. The more subscribers, I guess the quicker it is it rises. Would I be correct in saying that? Well, yeah. 50 is not actually that bad for your first few months. Especially on YouTube today, it probably takes longer. Yeah, as well, there's more YouTube channels. More YouTube channels mean more competition. More competition means longer rises. And more competition means more viewingable stuff. But then again, there's only one Crocs that are good. But that doesn't count for YouTube channels, no. And then we have the world, yeah. I wonder what, I don't have any good maps of the world, historical maps of the world, so it might be hard to make an alternate history series. We could do another one. This is the alternate history series I'm going for, but could even do an alternate future of America, like when America collapses, or an alternate future of collapsed Canada, or collapsed China, or collapsed anyone. And I hope you're enjoying this series so far. That's all for today's video. Wild Mapper out!